So I've reached out to a couple of landscapers to see if they're interested in the project, and one texted me this morning, but he didn't respond to my text, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give him a call and see if he has a minute to chat.
Please leave me a message and I will return your call just as soon as possible. Thank you.
This is Clayton calling you back. You sent me that text message, I think, last night. If you could give me a call back when you get a chance, I'd appreciate it. No answer. Today, Delaney always thinks I'm gonna leave important information in a vlog. Like, she has like terrible paranoia about this.
Really? Rude.
I'm sorry, babe.
Sorry for looking off for you.
I apologize. I apologize. I said something I shouldn't have. But she does always. She always has my back. That's what it is. She has my back.
She has your back, honey.
But today we going to the beach. Yep. Look at these swim trunks. Look at these legs. Been working out with my trainer all year for this moment. I'm ready to get back on the beach. Just kidding. These legs are small.
We can go to the beach.
And she's got the tie dizzle on.
This is not tie-dye.
Rainbow dizzle. Rainbow dizzle.
Rainbow
Looking
dizzle.
cute.
Alright, so we just left the beach. We brought my family to the beach and kind of just hung out. We had lunch there. Clayton and I got vegan primavera pizza from Earth.
From Earth, you guys have seen that before.
So good. Then we got a mango kiwi smoothie. Also really good. The temperature is really nice today. It's like 70 degrees. So
Yeah.
Clayton went swimming, of course.
It was a little cold.
It was.
It was cold. Yeah.
I did not go swimming, of course. And now we are actually headed to a doctor appointment for me. But if you guys have seen, I have a video on my channel of my experience getting an ovarian cyst removed, and I've had like a couple female health issues over the years and a couple of surgeries. So I've been having some pain in my side, which is pretty familiar to what it used to feel like when I had my cyst and everything. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. That's why, of course, I'm going to the doctor, because they can give you a better understanding of what's happening. So I'm not like super worried. It's not terrible pain or anything, but just a little bit of like an indicator from my body, I would say, that something is maybe like something's going on. We'll see. I'm hoping it could just be like scar tissue or something that just feels like that. So there's only one way to find out, and that's what I'm on my way to do. So because of COVID times, Clayton can't come with me. Yeah,
I'll wait in the parking lot though. For
he would normally come
moral support
into the appointment and everything, because he's an angel like that.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay. But this is also just a friendly reminder that female health is very important, and it's also super common to experience, you know, issues revolving around female health. And don't forget to get checkups regularly and stay on top of that stuff. So just trying to normalize that conversation a little bit more, because I feel, unfortunately, a lot of girls are hesitant to breach that topic or think about it or discuss it with their peers or whoever they would talk about things like that with in their life. So here to say it's normal, and that's what I'm going to do today. All right, we are back home from the doctor's office. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see the doctor today because he's an OBGYN, obviously, and he had to leave for a delivery, like an emergency delivery or something. So I get it. There's new life being brought into the world.
Born,
yeah, like I am not offended. That definitely takes precedent. So I rescheduled my appointment for next week. So try again try again next weekend. Hope it goes better. But we're just home now, and I think we're just gonna have dinner with my parents, and then I am gonna film a little Q&A with my mom for a later segment on this vlog. If you guys don't know, my mom is a medium, so she talks to dead people. It's weird. And she's a psychologist, so she raised me in a very spiritual household, I would say, which was a really cool foundation and kind of set me up with a lot of my interests in life. And then, yeah, Clayton got his chrome hearts.
I got my hoodie. I did it. If you guys watched the video a couple weeks ago, we were in a big debate about chrome hearts. I pulled the trigger on it.
It's cute.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
XL.
It fits you nice. It's a nice size.
Yeah.
You're cute. Hey, show us the back. I think it's cute. Is that a horseshoe or no, it's like a banner.
Okay, we also just got in a package from Rowing Blazers, and they did a collection with the NBA. So these are like these white corduroy pants with the NBA logo all over them. And then also this is like a nice, very nice sweater. What kind of material would you call this, babe? It's just a knitted sweater with the big NBA logo on it. Super cool.
So cute.
And then I also got this Warriors bag from them too. It's a duffel bag. It's just flattened right now. But yeah, super stoked on these.
All right, so I'm about to film, I don't know what I was just saying, but about to film the Q&A with my mom, the long-awaited Q&A with my very interesting, cool mother. And I think I'm gonna try the air wrap on her right now too, just for fun, because she has like the best hair. It's coarse, so it holds curls really, really well. My hair is very fine, like it's thick, but fine, if that makes sense. So the actual pieces are not coarse and they don't hold curl, but hers is like amazing. So I want to see what the air wrap does for that, and then we're just gonna film like a little casual Q&A. So yeah, let's set you up right here. Right? Are we gonna try the air wrap? Yeah. I just have the camera on now, so you can say hi. Don't be shy. This is my mom. Look how cute she is. Are you shy? Yes. It's okay. Oh wow. That's bouncy. Yeah. Do you like that? Yeah. Do you think you would use one? Okay. I don't know. I love that. That's really pretty. It's pretty like fast. Do you want to try? Yeah. Okay. Let me find you a piece. It is like a little bit of a learning curve, but here's your piece. I'm gonna walk you through. Okay, this is how you do it. So the arrows always face when you're holding the mirror out, because this is for this side, because it's air, so like it blows that way. Okay. So just look in the mirror, so then it's always, it needs to go out for whatever side you're on, you know. Gotcha. See the arrows? Okay. Now, my best tip for you is hold the hair like mid shaft or so, and then put the wand like at the bottom, kind of here. Yeah, like lower, like no, hold it, keep holding it where you're holding it, but just move the wand down there. Yeah. And then, because what it's gonna do is wrap this all around, so you want to get like, it's like creating tension so that it can like grab that basically. Okay. Flip it up and then let go. Let go of the button here. And then see, it's starting to just move the thing a little bit so you can get more hair. Move it down. Maybe that's too big of a piece. And then go up. You can let go now. Go up. Turn it or just go up? Just go up. And then hold that button up for like 3 seconds. And then turn it all the way down. All the way off. And then pull down. Look at how much like volume, right? Okay. But yeah, so my best tip is like when you're doing it to get, you want like the bottom of your hair to be fully wrapped around it, because that's the part that's gonna like curl, you know? So. Can I take my shoes off? Yeah. Got my mom Air Force Ones. She's wearing. Okay. Everybody like the way their hair looks? Can you see it? Are Are you nervous?
No, I just don't know how to sit. I'm like, you're like kind of hard to sit next to. You're
What?
just like, you're perfect.
Whatever. I'm made of you.
I know.
So I asked you guys over on Instagram what questions you wanted to ask my mom, because you guys are literally always asking to have a video with my mom, because she's, like I said, very interesting and cool. She talks to dead people, and she's
Had
really
one come
smart.
by last night.
And she's really smart. She's a psychologist, so she's also very spiritual, and she raised me very spiritual, which is, like, I guess pretty unique. I didn't realize it, because you kind of just think however you grow up is similar to how other people grow up, but it's a big topic of interest for you guys. So we're gonna do some questions, and if you like this video, if you like this kind of content, let me know, and we can do more videos in the future, because my mom is a wealth of knowledge, and could probably talk to you guys all the time. And she's also gonna start her own YouTube channel.
Yes.
I'm pushing her out into the YouTube world, because, like, I'm so lucky to have her advice and her knowledge all the time, and so are her clients, and so are the people that have read her book. She's also an author. But yeah, so we're pushing her out into the social media world, so I'll link her channel when we do this, and you guys can subscribe there, and then she'll start making videos over there, hopefully. Is there anything you want to say?
Hi.
Okay. Okay, this is a question that people ask a lot, actually, so we'll do this one. What would you say are some best tactics for someone new to spirituality, and how to learn without getting overwhelmed?
Well, I would always say to begin where you're at. Don't head towards something that feels scary or really out there for you. We all kind of have a set point that we can begin from. What I have always found best for my clients, if once you have a personal experience of something spiritual, and I call it the interactive universe, because that's kind of a neutral term. To others that might be God or angels or Allah or any of the divinatory names that we kind of historically know. But once you actually get your own sense of the interactive universe, people get hooked. Even people who never thought they had any interest in this. Because once you reach out to the interactive universe, it always reaches back. That's a law of nature.
Mm-hmm.
And find someone that can help you reach out, because you do want to do that safely.
Yeah, and my mom is actually coming out with a new kind of reading that's really unique, and maybe that's kind of like a good starting point for people who are interested in learning a little bit about spirituality, because what are some of the things that you touch on in that reading, like the I Ching, which is...
Yes, we all have an I Ching birth number, and that's a thousands of year old oracle that is fascinating. It's based on the concept that kind of there's only so many ways things can happen in this universe, which I think is so comforting. So whatever we go through, whatever painful experience or trauma that we go through, there's only so many ways that that can work out. And when you start to study the I Ching, you can actually study all of the different ways that something can happen. And in a way, it's kind of like seeing the map. You don't know where you might go on that map, but once you understand the places, when you land somewhere where you can go, oh, that was hexagram 64 in the I Ching. I get this. And it also helps you realize that's not a destination, that's part of the journey. That's a place that you stop into, you learn, and then you evolve from there. I would tell you to go with what interests you. If you love nature, look to nature to lead you into your spirituality. If you love fashion and makeup, colors have vibrations. Different minerals have vibrations. And spirituality is everywhere.
Yeah,
And
if you're more like science focused, even you've done a lot of work with like physics and things like that, so there's different like niches probably that you can lean into for your personal interest. Even like a lot of people are interested in astrology, like, which is a cool place maybe to kind of dive into. It's beginner friendly. It's obviously really dense at some point, but you can kind of just ease into it. Or if you're into like tarot cards, maybe getting tarot readings
and
is a good place.
numerology.
Yeah.
Always fascinating to learn about the letters in your name and the vibrations that those letters carry.
So lots of different little spots, I would say. But yeah, do you have any books that you think are...
There is a book called Many Lives, Many Masters, which is a really old classic. It's by a psychiatrist named Dr. Brian Weiss. It's a really simple, quick read, but it does a beautiful job of looking at reincarnation, which when I read it was not an interest of mine at all. I didn't believe in it, but I had been working with a dying patient who believed he and I had been together in a past life, and we did have a really nice immediate connection. And I read that book. In fact, I remember distinctly laying next to your crib. You were a baby and I was laying on the floor next to your nightlight reading that book because I couldn't stop reading it, and you must have been having a bad night, so I had one hand on you. It completely changed my world just in a day because it made so much sense.
Yeah. So just finding little bits that you click with maybe in some simple books. I would say, like for me, a lot of books that I read growing up about Buddhism were really powerful to me. Like I just really clicked with that and identified with that lifestyle, I would say, and ideology. And also an amazing book that my mom gave me is Women Who Run with Wolves, which is like my favorite book ever. I think it's good for, you know, men or women, but especially as a woman, it's really powerful, and I think it's a really good way to like break into something more spiritual, I guess.
And she really works with, it's Clarissa Pinkola Estes is the author, and she really works with archetypes, which archetypes are energy patterns that we all hold within us, but some archetypes are stronger than others. Like, I carry a lot of the teacher archetype. I know Lainey carries a lot of the warrior archetype. Very, very strong spirit, and you came into the world like that. And even your interest in Buddhism, that certainly didn't come from your upbringing. For as spiritual as I was, that was never a path that I investigated, and really I still haven't. I learn about it from you. Yeah.
And a lot of people always ask too, like growing up, if everything that I've adapted spiritually is because of my mom, or like exactly how my mom thinks and things like that. And I think that instance just goes to show that it's not. I would say in general, growing up in a spiritual household, my mom's knowledge and her skills and things like that definitely normalized spirituality to me, so I wasn't afraid to explore those things. But like she said, you know, Buddhism is something that I kind of took my own interest in, and I think that that is a really good way to go into your spirituality, not really following your parents' footsteps or someone's footsteps, but just like where you go naturally.
Another thing that's important, we don't always have to share our spirituality with everyone. That's a very sacred part of our lives, and if we share it with the wrong people, it can be shamed or demeaned, and that can be really, really damaging.
Yeah, so maybe some advice that you would give to people is like, hold it close and be almost like protective of who you reveal that vulnerable part of yourself to, because you want to keep it, you know, pure and protected and sacred, and it's a very special part of you that not everybody deserves to share their opinion on, maybe.
No, there's energy vampires. There are people you really shouldn't share that with. One of the most important things I've learned in studying quantum theory is the power of being with your tribe or people who vibrate similarly to you. If we want to be bigger and be stronger against forces that might not be for our highest good, it's hard to do that alone. Yeah. So finding your people, and it doesn't mean you need to be with them physically. Like, I think for you, you have a wonderful network of energy all over the world, and I know part of what people love about you so much is your energy.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, I think this is now becoming like an interview. I'm a journalist. If you guys didn't know, I studied journalism for a few years. But I have a question from that. So I'm sure people would be interested to know, you mentioned like energy vampires. What would be your advice to kind of identify if someone might be an energy vampire, and then also maybe how to distance themselves from them or set boundaries or anything like that?
So an energy vampire, sometimes they can be people we live with, people we love, people that love us, but we feel tired, we feel confused, we just don't feel good physically, emotionally, or spiritually after we've been with them. And
so that would be like your red flags, like after you've been around that person, if you feel...
Yes.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's not conscious. I would say 99% of the time people don't know that they're doing it.
It's not malicious. It's just you kind of don't click.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the things I've always used for that is a really simple visualization of a four-sided pyramid of light, and I just I'll do it with my eyes open and no one knows I'm doing it. I'll just envision a triangle of white light coming down this way,
Protecting
this way,
you.
and behind me, and then under my feet. Like before I walk through a hospital, a nursing home, a graveyard, anywhere that I know there's a lot of spiritual energy, I'll just put that around me, and then I'll give the intention, any energy that is not for my highest good must reflect off of this. Any energy that is benevolent and willing to give and receive white light from me is allowed in my space. And just the intention of that. Even in quantum physics, they do studies on the power of just simple intention. It's mind-boggling how powerful that is. I thought of something about you the other day that kind of speaks to energy and is funny and amazing. When I was pregnant with you, and your dad and I went in for our first sonogram appointment, since your brother was only like 14 months old, we knew the doctor really well, and he was like, wow, you guys are back. But he did the sonogram and he found you as a little blob of cells, and I have this somewhere, and he took a white pencil and he drew a giant pair of lips on your sonogram. I was thinking of that the other day, and I thought, I'm gonna have to tell Dr. Allen that's who drew those lips into the universe. It was like the very first imprint.
Thank you, Dr. Allen.
Yes.
Very grateful. Well, this question's maybe good to go off after that. This isn't that much about spirituality, but just like something fun and personal. What was it like when Delaney was growing up?
Oh my gosh. She was such a mini me of who she is now. I wish I could show you videos of her, just like she always had really pretty hair, and she was always kind of shaking it and putting it behind her ear. And her favorite toy always when she was little was a little Fisher-Price purse full of lipstick. And she had all kinds of little plastic lipsticks, and she would always put them on. And I always tell the joke about her first soccer team when she was 5, and this poor dad coach had like 18 5-year-old girls running around, and he tried to coach or do their first practice, and at the end of practice he had them all sit in like circle time. He's like, girls, what questions do you have for me? And she's like, and he said, Delaney, and she does the little thing, and she says, can you tell me if our uniforms will be jewel tone or earth tone?
That is so funny.
And he was just like, he just looked at us like,
what? But you know what? I was not like a girly girl.
No.
Like, I never had baby dolls. I never owned a Barbie. I only did like art, or I loved to play Office. And I did like makeup and clothes always, but I never had baby dolls. And then I also was very entrepreneurial when I was little. I used to draw pictures and sell them to the neighbors.
And lemonade stands.
Yeah. And then I really liked hanging out with
And
boys,
little
too.
window things. The little...
Yeah, the shrinky dinks. And like I was always with the boys. Like I used to build the forts in the desert, and like so I wasn't like a girly girl.
No, not at all.
Like it kind of sounds like it because I was.
No, you were just really self-aware in a really good way.
I'm still extremely self-aware. I'm always like, I don't want to be in anyone's way, or like, I'm like, well, this might make them feel this way, so I don't want to say that and stuff like that. So.
And she was super independent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wouldn't let me do her hair. She always picked out her own outfits.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what else. Do you have a problem with her living with Clayton and not being married?
Absolutely not. I think I raised all of you to really be yourselves. That's one of the gifts that having such a broad spirituality has given me. And I mean, I can see how happy you are. I would have a problem with it if you weren't happy, or if you wanted to be married and Clayton didn't. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with it, but it would hurt my
be more
heart.
of a issue, but it's like, what's the issue? My mom just wants me to be happy. If I'm happy, then that's... So, there you go. People want to know, what do you think about Clayton?
I absolutely love Clayton. I can't think of a single time that I ever had a concern or even really a negative reaction. Clayton is a really solid, he's such a solid human. And he kind of reminds me of your stepdad and my husband now. They're both very different.
They're both cancers.
Yes. One's very tidy and one not so much. But just really solid people who aren't jealous. They're just...
You just know that they're like good people. They would never do anything bad. You just know that about them.
And you can't put a price on feeling safe in a relationship. You can have the most charismatic, gorgeous, well-built, wealthy partner in the world, but if you don't feel safe with them, it's worth nothing.
Yeah. To know Clayton is to love him. You guys know that, so no surprise there.
And they really do laugh all the time. That is not at all for the camera. No.
That's just mostly, well, it's just a perfect storm because I laugh at everything and Clayton is actually really funny. So there you go.
For me as a mom, while she's looking for questions, I would love to tell you guys it's so amazing for me as a mom to watch who she is and to watch her create herself and her life the way that she has. She is just such a hard worker and so independent, and the quality I love most about her that I wish I had more of it. She certainly didn't get it from me. She really doesn't care what people think in a very good way. And it's because she's a good person. She never hurts anyone. She tells the truth. And really nothing else matters to you. You just do your thing. And that's such a unique quality in the world.
Thank you. That's sweet.
I remember when she started Instagram, she had just graduated with her degree in anthropology, and she came to me and she was kind of nervous, and she's like, I'm gonna do Instagram. And I was like, what's Instagram? What are you gonna do? And I mean, I trusted her and I would never tell her not to, but I remember her first post, I don't remember what it was, but it was, to her, she was already who she is right now. Even though she didn't have any followers, she'd never done anything, you just like walked into Instagram like a boss, acting like you had been doing this your whole life. And I remember thinking, oh my God, what is she doing? And then it was like, oh gosh, she has 15 followers. And like within weeks, you were just off and running, and you decided who you were, and you didn't wait for anyone's approval. And you know, I can tell you, for me as a 53-year-old person who's been tiptoeing towards her destiny forever. I've never had the bravery to do that, and I just so admire that about you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, you gotta take some credit because you raised me.
Well, I always tell people that you, most of this is in spite of me. Because you were like, well, she did that, I'm doing this.
No.
Which is good. We all have our place.
Yeah, and it's just like you're just kind of born with a lot of your personality, and it's like that's just who I am. It's the fire sign.
And that goes back to spirituality, learning to work with what you have.
Yeah.
And trusting your natural talents.
Yeah.
I mean, Lainey has told you guys I'm a medium, and that's always been kind of a reluctant skill for me because I didn't ask to be that. It's just something that happens, and I actually kind of tried to cover that up by getting a PhD. And it's taken me, I have never really spoken publicly about that. Lainey has said it a lot more than I have, but that's been helpful for me because she's called me a medium and the world didn't end and nothing horrible happened.
Just be who you are.
Well,
Just
I
say,
just
I
like
talk
to
to dead
be who
people.
I am quietly. With
Well, you don't
one-on-one.
have to do it loudly, but you should
Right.
just do it proudly.
Right,
Yeah.
and to help people.
Yes, she has helped so many people. We're gonna end it with a question that's a little bit about spirituality, a little about personal things, and I want to share this with them because of growing up, like, I've had bad breakups before and I've had my heart broken, and my mom was a very helpful source through anything that I've gone through really major in my life, and especially breakups, because I know that can be such a hard situation for people. So what would be your advice to people who are going through really hard breakups and heartbreak and things like that?
I would say let yourself feel it as much as we don't want to, and as much as sometimes society will look at us as weak. But let yourself be in it. It doesn't mean you're going to stay there forever.
Yeah,
But
what do you always tell me about the wave?
about what?
The wave.
Oh, it's like being taken up on a wave or taken down on a wave. Let it take you where it's going to take you and trust. Because if you're able to do that, that's not just about the breakup, because the universe is always watching us. So if we learn how to just go with that wave and realize at some point it's going to peak, and then nothing can sustain itself forever. The nature of the universe is change. So when you get to that place where you just hate it and it's
You
the
can't
worst,
believe it, and you don't think it's ever gonna end.
it has
will.
to end. And the same thing goes for the best moment of your life. We
Yeah.
do the same thing. Oh, I don't ever want this to end. It's going to end. But that's the nature
Just
of
writing it.
everything. So if the less we resist that, the easier it is. Those are the kind of things where I say spirituality is everywhere. The teachers are everywhere. So when you're in a really bad place and you're going up that wave of pain, try and remember I am giving birth to the brand new me or my brand new life, because whatever is behind me is gone, but there's something waiting up ahead. And the more I can relax and just go with the wave, the more graceful I can be, and the easier it will be to get there.
So a lot of healing and growth, I would say, comes from acceptance and allowance, and not the opposite of that would be resistance. So
Or denial.
yeah, so like she's saying, when you're sad, be sad, don't resist it, don't deny it. When something's hard, it's okay, you're gonna ride it out and it's gonna come back down, and it will bring you somewhere new, and you will be better and more evolved. And so I think that's really good advice, to just be accepting and allowing. And
don't ever feel punished. hard things don't happen to us because we've done something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They happen to us because we came here to be human beings and to learn. And every hard thing we go through transforms us into someone different and better.
Teaches us. Thank you.
Thank you
for joining us. So I'm sure you guys loved this, and another thing people were interested in asking about was if you're offering readings, like medium readings, or what do we call your other kind of reading that you're...
I'm calling it RX for the Soul.
Okay.
Which is, it's a template that I came up with that includes, it's different for everyone, but it includes stones, vibrational medicine,
So like
I Ching,
tools, she means when she
tarot.
says stones, like crystals or stones that are specifically tailored for you and your energy, your life number, things like that. So it's kind of like a little mini spiritual guide.
It's like a toolkit.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of teaching. And for any of you who don't really resonate with stones or think that's not a real thing, I have a story about a stone that made an objective change in our home. I didn't believe in crystals. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely blew my mind. So quartz crystal is known to hold energy, and to, like, if a healer holds a piece of quartz crystal, they can actually program it for whatever healing you need. And that's what I had been told by someone, and they sent me a crystal. And Lainey's little brother was not well, and the crystal was for him. And the day I got the crystal, I was told to put it under his pillow, which I did. And he was sleeping in my husband and I's bedroom, and about midnight he woke up screaming, my head hurts. To which my husband said, take the bleeping rock out from under his pillow, because he was in a lot of pain. Took the rock out from under his pillow, and I put it on my nightstand, and I went and got AJ a little cup of liquid Advil, which is a suspension, which means it's a syrup with a powder suspended in it. And he wouldn't take it, so I left the crystal and the cup of Advil on the nightstand, didn't think about it anymore. In the morning, I went to put that Advil back in the bottle, and the crystal had pulled the particles in that Advil into coherence with the crystal. And I have a photo of this. Lainey remembers it. It was the most objective sign I could have ever been given that these stones do magnetize and radiate actual energy. And for any of us that use computers, when you save something on a computer chip and it saves perfectly, just like you wrote it or took a picture of it, it's being saved onto a very, very fine slice of quartz crystal, because quartz crystal holds whatever it's imprinted with. So I love learning things like that, because then when I'm having a bad day and I put a piece of crystal in my pocket, or if I wear something like this, there's meaning to it, which immediately amplifies its power. But I know my intention is to wear this for this purpose, and that interactive universe, that energy comes right into that intention, and having something physical be able to hold that is just really powerful.
Yeah, it's a really cool tool. Okay, so we will leave my mom's website below, and you guys can book a reading with her, a spiritual reading, we'll say. Her website has other things on it too, right? Like,
yes, I've written some books for anyone going through some hard transitions. I have a book called Will You Dance that is a metaphor about three figures named change, loss, and fear that knock on the door of our lives, no matter who we are and how good we've been. And it's beautiful watercolors, and it's just a beautiful way to recognize when something comes into our life. We don't need to lock it out or run from it. We need to open the door and be graceful and say, hello, change, you're here. And like we said with the wave, change can't stay forever.
Yeah.
Change moves through, but there's change, loss, fear, hope, faith, and joy are the 6 characters in that book. And it really just says that they all dance through our lives all the time. Like every day we're holding the hand of one of them. And they all have gifts and teachings.
Yeah. So, like I said, she's a wealth of knowledge. She has lots of stuff to offer. So we'll link all the places that you guys can connect with her. And I'm sure we'll do something else like this in the future. So,
thank you.
I love you. Good job. Thank you guys for watching and sending in your questions and meeting my mom. Okie dokie. So today we are going to do a little DIY project on our doors and some of our windows. So I actually saw this on TikTok a while ago, and it is a renter friendly DIY hack because it's just tape, so it's removable. But basically we are going to fake the look of black window panes, specifically on our glass slider, and then we're going to test it out on a couple windows. And we are not just going to do the electrical tape. I'll insert a before picture too. We are going to actually get the panes probably, but because they have ones that you can just order that are like you add them to the glass, you don't have to get brand new glass. So we're probably gonna do that, but we wanna see exactly how it will look before we make that more permanent decision. Here he is with the tape. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And if you guys are renting and you're into this look, this is a really good hack and it's really easy. So these are the doors that we're gonna do it to. And yeah, it's just easy. So we're probably gonna measure it out so it's all even and symmetrical.
Beautiful.
And
it's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, so for the tape, it's just this 3/4 inch black electrical tape that we're gonna use. It sticks really well, and when you wash the windows too, it doesn't want to peel off or anything. So this is like a perfect type of tape to use for this. So it's 3/4 inch black electrical tape.
I'm gonna go do a clubhouse hangout with my friends Bailey and Sammy. I do it every Monday every first Monday of the month. Sorry, not every Monday. We just talk about different things. So I have to go hop on that, but I trust the kid. You know, he was an engineer in his last career. So
One of those.
Clayton. No, that's not true. So yeah, he's gonna take over. We'll do probably just a little time lapse of this because it's not that exciting. And then we'll share what it looks like at the end and some tips on how we did it. Back from Clubhouse, and Clayton finished the sliders. They look so good. I'm obsessed. It makes the biggest difference. I'll put a side by side. So it really does.
It makes like, it's weird that just lines would make that big of a difference.
Yeah, it just like fits our personal style so much better.
But it adds so much to the room.
Yeah, it looks like more expensive to me. And like interesting, and it has more character. I'm obsessed. Good job, Clayton.
Hey, you helped. Yeah, so here it is kind of up close. I don't know, it kind of adds a layer to your backyard too. Like it's not like, it almost makes it like your backyard doesn't have to be perfect. Because originally we just had a clear look at the yard. And so I think
now we have a mess.
Now we have a mess in front of us in between the, or we can have a mess. We can have a mess out back. No, but it just kind of adds another layer and dimension. It's like another dimension.
It reminds me more of New York.
Yep.
Which I love.
Yep.
It's a little like industrial, but also cozier somehow, all at once.
Yeah.
To me, anyway. I am obsessed.
Looks really, really nice.
Literally obsessed with it.
All right, and then the landscaper's coming tomorrow morning, so we're gonna get the plans going for the backyard. And
We are in a home improvement mode.
it's spring, man. It's spring. You gotta have the yard looking great.
We're looking at olive trees online right now because we want an olive tree somewhere down here, but
Probably right there.
not positive how it's gonna work. And then we have my office is getting
Yeah,
a
the office is
makeover.
about to get crazy.
Got lipstick on you.
Got lipstick on me.
That's too
And then we're gonna have, we're doing her closet. We're doing our closet.
Oh yeah.
Our closet too.
Yeah, we're gonna clean out our closet this week and organize it. Molly's gonna help because she's really good at that. And we're gonna do a whole video on that. That will be on our channel separate from a vlog because I feel like that is just a
It'll be a good deep diver. All right, see y'all next week.